Namaste, dear listeners, and welcome to the IWA channel Astro Inud Abhi, bringing in awareness by Abhi, oneness in astrology and spirituality. Now, in my previous podcast, there was a question. Abhi, please, can you explain to me what the Kundalani is? Now, I've explained it to you. Now, I'm going to explain how to raise the Kundalani, or how to raise that energy, because that's fundamentally it's a dormant energy. Now, in order to raise it, I've discussed in my previous podcast that the Kundalani is at the base, untapped. So you've got the power source at the base, and you've got the bulb at the top, the seventh chakra. As above, so below, as below, so above. So you've got the plug point at the base, the Muladhara chakra, and you've got the Sahasrara, the crown chakra at the top, which is the actual light bulb. You need a proper connection for that energy to light up at the top. So to plug in an appliance, if your hands are shaky, you will scratch the whole wall, but you will not get the plug in. In the same way, to put the 5-point plug into the plug point, it's difficult for a lot of people because there is no steadiness in the body. The mind, the emotions, or the energies, it's all over the place. Therefore, meditation is a necessary way to bring about steadiness so that you can actually plug it in. So once you plug it in, there's boundless energy. You don't have to go and learn about or understand the power station. You just plug it in and everything is fine. Now, meditation is the way to plug it in. Once you are connected to this uninterrupted source of power, naturally you will proceed towards the goal of what life is longing for. You will not get lost with your fancy ideas, your dreams, your thoughts, your emotions, your entanglements of the world. Now, as a human being, we are an organic atom, an individual unit of life. For example, today, most human beings are exploring atomic science. An atom is not even visible to you, but if you smash it, something tremendous happens. And if you are in the way, something terrible will happen. No one ever realized that there could be so much energy packed into this tiny little atom until they broke it. Similarly, there is a tremendous amount of energy packed into a human being. The Kundalani awakening or rising means you have found the technology of tapping into that energy. However, if you tap into this dimension of energy, which is a phenomenal force, you must understand, you must be on stable ground. This is just like learning to operate nuclear energy. Nowadays, everyone is learning a lot about atomic science because of the Japanese situation. You know, the Hiroshima, what it was, the Hiroshima bomb and whatever. So everybody want to get into it. It sounds fascinating. But there's also a Russian experience if you tap in it without knowing much. If you tap into this, you must tap into it with extreme caution. If you are not in the right kind of situations, if you are in the way of a tsunami and earthquake, you could be asking for trouble. It's the same thing with the Kundalani. Don't build a Kundalani bomb. Now, I've heard Sadhguru talk about this very, very beautifully. With the kind of lives that most people lives, where there's so many things happening, food, activity, boyfriend, girlfriend, breakup, and this neighbor, that neighbor, they are not in much control of their lives. So trying to activate such a thing like Kundalani, because you read some book somewhere, is like starting to build a nuclear reactor in your home because you read how to do it in the internet. You see, you see, um, with Kundalani too, there are too many people who have read about how with the Kundalani awakening. You can do all sorts of miraculous things people are interested in. But though you may be intellectually knowing what to do, experimentally, it's very dangerous. You cannot crack open an energy you cannot control. It can destroy your whole system very, very quickly. I've heard of a lot of people that they've went mad. And not just you, even people around you. People are harmed around you. Kundalani is not a bad thing. It's a tremendous thing, but anything which is tremendous has to be conducted in utmost care and caution. So, to activate Kundalani, there is something else that you can do. In fact, every moment you're activating it, this is my view on it. You're jumping, you're sitting, you're playing games or whatever. uh, people show a phenomenal sense of energy, which is not possible for them in a normal situation. You know, um, and yoga meditation is for me is the best way to activate Kundalini. The Kundalini gets activated in intense activity, intense, but consciously trying to crack it open and use it as a different business, that has to be done under absolute control and guidance. Uh, Raising of the Kundalini for because it sounds fancy. Um, hi Abhi, I've tried raising my Kundalini and I'm stuck here. I feel energy sitting on my throat or it's sitting on my head. These are things that shouldn't be happening. It's like putting a plug into the socket and then the wires are faulty, the energy can't move freely, then you've burnt the cord. The cord has to be um, fit enough to handle um, the power that's going to be entering it. You can't just um, plug in, and then the body itself cannot handle the energy that is going to be flowing through it. Same like that. If you look at an appliance, if the cord cannot handle that current, what's going to happen to the cord? Now, how do you strengthen the cord? Now, this is something that I must discuss. How do you strengthen the cord? How do you strengthen the body? Meditation. You need to surrender the mind. The mind needs to be still. Once the mind is still, you can connect from your base. You can connect and you can raise this energy. You can awaken this energy. This energy can flow up your system. Everything else will not bother you. So I hope this makes sense to you. There are many different ways I explain this here, but this here is coming from awareness by Abhi. And I've also, in one of Sadhguru's videos, I think it's one of his videos or one of his literatures that I've read, and he spoke about it very, very beautifully. And in my meditation, it's no different from that. It's the same. No, it's the very same. But sometimes to explain such a thing in English language is very, very difficult. And how will you know your Kundalini is awakened? Well, firstly, for me, I won't say that mind is fully awakened. No. What I do know is that it's awakening. And in the process, you start enjoying the process of the awakening. Why? Because you have only one purpose, and that purpose is to enjoy life to its fullest, experience life to its fullest. No longer you will be controlled by propaganda, you wouldn't be controlled by religious views or what people think or any belief systems. You will just seek to know. You just know, and then once you know, you'll continuously seek to know more. You wouldn't be, following the masses that's wanting to believe in some kind of stupid idea or whatever. So, yeah, thank you very much, guys. Dear listeners, thank you. Om Namah Shivaya, Jai Shri Krishna, Hare Bol, and I'll see you in my next podcast.